This is how you improve your focus and increase productivity. I'm Tom Bilyeu for Goalcast. I co-founded and built the billion-dollar brand Quest Nutrition starting from scratch with no knowledge of the food industry and only about $10,000 in startup capital. We grew the company by 57,000% in our first 3 years alone, and Inc. magazine named us the second fastest growing private company in America. How did I do it? By learning to be deadly efficient with my time and by staying focused long after the tasks became really boring. The truth is, by nature, I am really easily distracted and I'm absolutely horrific at time management. When I was a kid, I was diagnosed with hyperactivity disorder. My whole life, I've been the kind of person that bounced off the walls. I lack discipline and follow through, quite frankly. But what I learned is that focus is just like a muscle. If you train it, it gets stronger. The question is, how on earth do you train it? That's what I spent the last 20 years of my life as an entrepreneur perfecting. It's taken me several failed businesses and a couple of grand scale successes to prove out these methods, so grab something to take notes with. All right, here are the 8 training secrets that took me from scrounging in my couch cushions to find enough change to put gas in my car to generating real phenomenal wealth. Number 1, start with passion. Willpower isn't a finite resource, but motivation is. So when you feel like you don't have the willpower that you need, chances are what you're really lacking is motivation. So you're not pursuing something that means enough to you for you to be able to generate energy. You want to pursue things that give you more energy than they take. Now, I don't think anybody's born with a passion. I think that it's something that you build in your life. I don't think it's something that you find. You find something that you're interested in, but then you're going to fan the flames of that interest through engagement, turn it into a fascination, and then through the process of gaining mastery, you turn that fascination into a real full-blown passion. But ultimately, what you're trying to do is build something in your life that's giving you more energy than it's taking away. That way, when it gets boring, when it gets hard, when you find your focus slipping, you're gonna have what you need to come back to that thing that you know you should be focusing on. Then you're going to push through. So knowing that it's not really about having the willpower to bring yourself back around to what you should be focused on, but rather making sure that the thing you're supposed to be focused around is exciting to you, then you're gonna be able to make it. Number 2, practice grit. And the way you're going to practice this is by learning to meditate. Now, meditation may not seem like the most logical way to practice grit, but in reality, meditating is really just about coming back to the breath. Every time your thoughts wander, you're going to bring it back to the breath, bring it back to the breath. And that practice of over and over recentering yourself, coming back, stopping thinking about this new distraction and just come back to the task at hand, which is your breath. And in doing that, and that's how you're going to build that muscle. So not only are there other massive benefits to meditation, including clearing your mind, but it's also going to allow you to practice coming back to something over and over and over. Because ultimately, that's what focus is. What am I supposed to be thinking about? What am I supposed to be doing? And every time your mind wanders, because it is going to wander, but every time it wanders, you want to get good at bringing it back. All right, the second part of meditating, clearing your head, brings us to the next thing, which is number 3, cognitive optimization. And that's one of the other benefits of meditation is it's going to not only give you the chance to practice coming back to something over and over and over, but it's going to lower what I call your background radiation, your stress, your anxiety. It's going to go away as you meditate. And that's absolutely critical because if you're going to be efficient, you've got to be cognitively optimized. There are really 3 ways to do that. Number 1, get as much sleep as you need. However much that is, get it. I don't use an alarm. I built a billion-dollar brand not using an alarm. So there are no excuses about how busy you are. I work a lot, but I'm telling you right now, I get sleep first. Number 2, hit the gym. I wish this weren't so because I am not a fan of the gym, but going to the gym forces you to stick to a routine, to go, to do hard things, and most importantly, studies show that it's the only way to fully cognitively optimize. You've got to get in and push your body. It's going to help regulate the way that you think. All right, the third thing on that is you've got to make sure that your diet is on point. Again, I wish that I could just eat a tub of licorice every day. I love junk food in ways you can't imagine, but it doesn't help you think clearly. And if you're going to get done the things that you want to get done, if you're going to achieve your goals, if you really want to be able to focus, you've got to have your diet on point. You avoid cognitive fatigue, you avoid things like brain fog. It allows you to really be at your best and think clearly. Number 4, Apply the newfound grit that you've been building through meditation and going to the gym to your work. Just like you force yourself to go to the gym when you don't want to, and you're forcing yourself to sit there and meditate and come back to the breath, even though I'm sure you want to do something else, that act of going and doing the thing that's leading you towards your goals rather than whatever random thing your mind throws up in front of you, that gives you the discipline to see something through, to have the ability to come back over and over. When you start applying that to your tasks, all of a sudden you're going to see that you start working through your to-do list and you start actually making real progress. All right, number 5, you're gonna have to change your identity. None of this stuff is gonna come easily. Sitting down, doing the work, what Michio Kaku calls butt power, actually sitting there and just getting through that task list isn't going to be easy, and a lot of times it's gonna be really boring. It is not gonna be fun. You're gonna wanna go do your version of play, whatever that is. But in those moments, your identity is gonna save you because you're gonna take the time to repeat to yourself what kind of person you are. And this narrative, this thing that you tell yourself about yourself, is going to determine what you achieve in life. I always say there are 2 things that really matter. Number 1, what you repeat to yourself about yourself, and number 2, what you repeat to other people. What do you say out loud? Because when you tell people what kind of person you are, what you're about, what you do, what you're trying to build, you create this need for congruence. As you're telling people that you're that way, as you're telling people how you think, that you're pushing yourself, that you're the kind of person that, fill in the blank, focuses, has a big mission, is working towards it, only does what leads you toward your goals, whatever it is that you're repeating to yourself and to others, you're going to create that need to be congruent with that. And that is hugely advantageous. Make sure that you're taking advantage of that. All right, number 6, you've got to hold yourself to a ridiculously high standard. The truth is, in life, there's only one path to success, and that is set the bar ridiculously high and then surpass all expectations. You don't want to play the part of achieving your goals. You don't want to pay lip service to it. You actually want to do it. And to do that, you've got to hold yourself accountable to progress. When you're holding yourself accountable to a high standard, when your identity is tied in, then all of a sudden you're actually going to be looking for those metrics of real progress that you can identify, and you won't be afraid to adjust course if you're not actually making that progress. Because who you are and the way that you feel about yourself is tied up in all of that. Number 7, be deadly efficient with your time. The goal here is to be proactive, not reactive. Most people spend all of their time being reactive. They spend a lot of time checking their email, taking phone calls, taking meetings, rather than saying, this is my goal, this is my plan to reach that goal. Whenever I check my email, I feel a deep and pervading sense of shame, because when you're checking your email, you're being very reactive and you're saying somebody else outside of my business knows better how I should be spending my time than I do. So I highly encourage you guys to keep your email checking to an absolute minimum. I probably reply to less than 5 emails a week. And I do that because I have that list of important things. I know at all times what I should be working on. I don't need other people to tell me. So my advice to you is keep a list of the most important things you could be doing at any one time to reach your goals. I live and die by my important things list. Number 8, and this is one of the most important things that any of us can remember. 80% of business is knowing what not to do. Most people are drowning in opportunity. People think that the hard part is going to be to get some opportunity, for something to come along that they're able to take advantage of and really create some momentum off of. The reality is we're all standing in a room with 1,000 doors, and our job is to close 999 of them. The problem in your life isn't going to be a lack of opportunity. I actually think opportunities come along all the time. The problem is knowing which ones to pursue and which ones to say no to. And that's what feeds back into that important things list, which feeds back into your goals. You have to have crystal clarity on what your goal is and how you're going to achieve it. And that's how you're going to decide which one of those 1,000 doors you're actually going to step through. All right, guys, that's it. If you do those 8 things, you will be well on your way to mastering the game of focus and productivity. Again, my name is Tom Bilyeu, and you can follow me at Tom Bilyeu. You can follow me there across all socials, including YouTube. Let me know how I can help. And until next time, be legendary. Take care.